Hi,
Hi,
how are you?
Peachy, you.
Dandy.
I think for once we might actually meet it this time.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so. I, I had a fun weekend. I don't remember if I did I bring it up last week about um all the birthdays in August in my husband's family. Okay, well there was the party
Mm,
last weekend, and I of course was invited along to be the designated driver, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a drag. It's going to be, and I'm going to hate every second of it. And it was the total opposite of that. The total
nice.
opposite. Had fun. But of course, this is my father-in-law's house, not, you know, um, we had a lot of fun, and without a whole lot of detail, my daughter and her uncle had an argument some years back, and they really haven't spoke since then. They were joking around with each other, cracking jokes. Just it was a great time, a great
That's
time.
awesome.
Like we had so much fun. And then
Yay.
Sunday, I went and got the littles a couple things for school to help out, and that was fun because I took the oldest one with me,
Nice.
and he's 100% related to me. He loves to shop.
I hate to shop, as does my son. We have basically all of the school supplies. I need to pick up another box of pencils. I cheated and ordered a pencil box bag thing on Amazon.
Mhm.
It'll do. And then ordered a pair of shoes in his size. We didn't find his size at the store prior to ordering. Our store didn't have, much for like good shoes.
Mhm.
So I got him a pair of gym shoes and then ordered a pair. They came today. Look really cool. Unfortunately, they were not what we were expecting. They go up a little higher on the foot, and because of that, he can't get his foot in.
Oh no.
Yep. So it's a bummer. So those are already set to go back.
Yeah. Now, do you have a Kohl's close by that you can do the drop? Oh, see, I then I'm lucky because you can do the free returns from Amazon by dropping it off to Kohl's. They have an area set up in in the store where um you just take it and you show them your phone and they scan the little QR code, and within like 2 hours you've got your refund.
Wow.
Yeah,
Um,
it's nice.
we we used to have a UPS store, not USPS, a UPS.
Yeah.
And we used to be able to take packages in there and they could just scan the code, print sticker, away you went. That store closed this summer.
Yeah, I don't know if we can take him to the UPS store. I've never really looked. I just know Kohl's is an option, and I mean honestly,
Yeah.
the UPS store is a little closer to me, but either way, it's only a 10-minute drive to either one
I
or
gotta look
less.
and see what my options are for being able to return it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hopefully there's a close one that's quick, and
No.
but yeah,
That
like
was dumb.
I like Kohl's, but my wallet is
Mm.
not Kohl friendly.
Yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Although
But
I did once upon a time I shopped there.
hmm
And I still have a blanket from there. I love this blanket. It's dark blue with white stars. It's beautiful. It's soft. And I have to remove the tag so that he can have a new tag. Because, like, every other year, he needs a new tag put on his blanket.
Okay. we're just gonna, we're just gonna go with that. Um, anything exciting coming up?
Tomorrow's my anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Got
Well,
to
I
see
know.
it today.
Well, it's today now because it's after midnight. So
True, true.
happy
Yeah, it's 15 minutes.
anniversary.
Thank you. Yes, I did get to go see him. So yeah, and we were talking today, and yeah, we're really looking forward to when we can actually celebrate again.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I think it's rather funny though. Yours, mine, and Sherry's all have August anniversaries.
So does my brother.
I'm trying. There's a couple other people, but I mean, one of my best friends, her son actually got it would have been the same weekend as Sherry's, but the year prior. So I think hers is the 20th and theirs is like the 21st. And I think that's where my confusion came in last time when I brought it up. But yeah. Um yeah.
My brother's is like the 13th.
No, see, and like there's a lot of birthdays, and my ex sister-in-law's is the 13th. So yeah.
Lots and and there
Oh,
we go with the 13 again.
yeah.
And
And one more thing about the party. I have been with Roy. We have been together. This year will be 32 years that we started dating, but married
wow,
28. In all that time, I've played euchre with his dad, but we've never been partners until this Saturday. And we whooped their asses. Like, he's probably one of the best euchre partners I've ever had.
that's awesome. Yeah, this is our 10 year. Or no, I'm sorry, our 11 year. And when we're able to celebrate again, will be our 13. And so I asked him, I was like, so technically, since we've missed so many and we missed our Big 10, I was like, and I know nobody saved our damn cake. I was like, does that mean we get to go all out for when we can celebrate?
Uh, that's not even
And
a question, ma'am.
well, no, and here's the thing, he started laughing. He's like, that's gonna be our 13th. He's like, yeah, we can.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So, for anyone watching, we're wearing our crowns. I don't know why. Well, I think what started the whole thing is I just got this beauty and I went to try it on and I got stuck in my head. And then I got caught on my headset and it was a whole thing. And thank you for not laughing hysterically at me because it was just
I
flat stupid.
I had practice holding it in from earlier.
Well, I appreciate it.
I don't know how I managed to hold that one in earlier, but I did.
So
However the
yeah,
hell that goes.
do you have anything coming up in the next week besides work?
No.
Um, so I didn't necessarily have plans for next weekend because they did cancel our Saturday.
Well,
Um, and I know I showed you, but I can't remember if I showed it in an episode where I got like a really that light up skull and from the plus aisle of Dollar Tree.
okay.
I don't know if I know I showed you, but I don't think the batteries were in it. Super cool when it's lit up. And then I got like the little motion activated. It's like three skulls on top of each other, super cute. And Roy went to go outside and he was like, I'm surprised you haven't decorated for Halloween. I said, I know what I'm doing this weekend. because now I feel like I've got his
You've got the
permission.
permission.
So that's what I'm doing this weekend. I'm decorating the house for Halloween.
Ironically, earlier today when I went and got the mail, I was walking back up and I was looking by my car. We have this little wrought iron circle fence thing.
Mhm.
Inside of it, we have a little table and chairs with a little like old-fashioned lantern.
Mhm.
I want to put our graveyard there this year. And I want to put my Jack and Sally signs up. Like I want to decorate by my car this year.
Yeah, uh words just escaped my brain.
They disappear.
Man, this menopause, I'm telling you, menopause fog is fucking real. It,
I
it's
don't want to hit that stage.
it's not a joke. It's not because I would sometimes have issues, like losing track because squirrel, but like menopause has fucking kicked that shit into overdrive and we smashed through brick walls with that shit. I don't know. But yeah, that's my plans for this weekend is decorating the house for Halloween.
That's awesome. That sounds fun.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could be there to help you decorate because you live on Elm Street.
So I was just telling Roy that because we got like the stickers on the house. I know you've seen them, and they're kind of old and peeling off. I want to get new ones. Well, I just ordered, it looks like a street sign, and it says Elm, and it's got like the Freddy scratches. So that is going to be part of my new address thing on the house. I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm watching the tracking. I'm watching the tracking for that because I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
Super excited. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any new stuff this year. I hope I can at least get one or two new things. But I'm not sure. Honestly, I really want a haunted house this year. I feel like I need a haunted house. Like I need something.
Like haunted where they jump out at you.
I don't even care. Just give me something creepy to go to.
Okay, so here's the thing. Give me a haunted house haunted by spirits, but I don't like haunted houses where people jump at you.
They're hilarious.
I don't like jump scares. I just don't. And that probably comes from being the youngest child and having older brothers that live to scare the fuck out of me.
That's why it doesn't bother me so much.
It gave a bitch PTSD. Like I don't like I have literally, and I think I've said this before, I have watched people walk to me and I'm fine. But when they start talking, I jump. Like I am the easiest person on the planet to scare. Ask Rachel. Rachel can scare anybody, but nobody can fucking get her. And do you know how bad that pisses me off?
That's me.
Nope.
I do that to people all the time.
Like I said, give me the ghosts, give me the spirits, give me that shit. I'm all for it.
I'll take either one.
But I do not. I can't.
Even better, let me go play in a haunted house.
Now
I'll be a scare actor. I would love it.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. And I
Mhm.
know like the Edson has their, I can't remember what it's called because fuck words,
Yeah,
but you know what I'm
at
saying.
least two of our listeners know what it's called. Probably three, maybe four know what it is.
Yeah,
So
I know Dan
one of you, one
Cherry.
of you, please put down below in the comments what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is because I wanted to do it last year, but my work schedule and their schedule didn't line up. So
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't. But
I
I
want
know
to find
Sherry did
something
it.
in
Sherry,
advance.
I know
So,
Sherry and Brent did it.
and I believe Dan did it. I'm not 100% on that one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I
but
didn't.
yeah,
But I,
I've already, sorry, I'm hunting now for Halloween stuff to
yeah, I
do
don't. Yeah.
so that
Um,
I can take off.
I mean, it's not Halloween. It's a month, well, almost 2 months early. But on the second, we're going to the Stimson Hospital doing that investigation, and I cannot fucking wait. I know. I wish you. I. It would be awesome.
You know what? We need another me, and we need another you, and another Dan, and another Sherry, and another Brett.
Oh
And
yes,
then we wouldn't have this problem. And because the other me can go to you, and then the other yous can come to me.
right.
And then we can all be happy.
Yeah. Or the other us's could stay here and do the everyday mundane shit, while the real us's,
I love that better.
yeah. So, so yeah, I got that coming up. So I'm really excited, and I have a couple ideas, something to do around that, but again, schedules and but I'm excited, and that is actually over Labor Day weekend. And I didn't realize this because I don't look at an actual fucking calendar. Why would I do that? But I did put in a vacation day because if you take a Friday as a vacation day, you automatically get Saturday. So I took it thinking, okay, I'll just have the, and then I realized it's Labor Day weekend. So I actually have a 4 day weekend.
Whoops. Happy
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah. So
Um,
that'll be nice.
Ironically, I have a calendar right next to my desk that I use every day. I record the number of jackpots from the day on it. Also, I have our daily promotions wrote on it, so I know what's happening that day. Do you think I know what holiday it is? Hell no,
Mm.
because my calendar doesn't tell me. It only tells me the day of the month and all of that. That's it. It doesn't give me holidays. Don't ask me why.
Yeah. So I mean, I've got that coming up, and I'm like so excited. So excited. I just got to get all my gear flipped up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Everything charged. And again, I wish I didn't have this shitty strike looming over because that spirit box that I got, the middle one for Marchmas, is badass. And I would like to get me one.
Be like, dude, I need to borrow it for the
See, if
weekend.
if he knows I'm going, then he would bug me about wanting to go. And I can't tell him eh, like he doesn't,
Tell Judy to get it for you.
right. Take it away
And
from him for the weekend.
yeah, be like, put it in the mailbox. Just don't say anything. You don't know where it went.
So yeah, there's I mean, so decorating for Halloween and then doing a Halloween related activity a week later. Life is good. You'll
I'll get there.
find you'll
I'll
find
find them.
something.
And then I gotta find someone to do it with.
You'll find something.
Sadly, that's the harder part for me is finding someone to do it with.
Yeah, you don't have creepy people over there.
Not my kind of creepy, no.
Like
Oddly enough, most of the people I work with, they think I'm normal.
okay.
I just kind of laugh and I'm like, yeah, you don't really know me.
No, that's fine though.
You know,
Mystery is always nice. So
and
yeah.
it's nice to surprise them every now and again with something new that they didn't think I would ever do. Although walking in wearing all pink. That's never gonna happen because
Oh,
I don't want to hurt myself. That
yeah.
that
So
would hurt. That would hurt.
I have never been a fan of the color pink ever. And when I was a kid, I was such a tomboy, like such a tomboy.
Same.
But when we moved into the house that I grew up in, we had lived in a duplex, then my mom bought a house. And I was her baby girl. So guess what color my room was? Pink. A light pukey pink. Sorry to anyone
Pepto
out there.
Bismol pink.
Not quite that pink. No, it was more of a very pastel pink. Think gender reveal, only lighter. Like that gender reveal pink. But it was yeah, I don't
Sadly,
know.
yes, I know which one you're talking about.
Which was weird because when I picked out like my bedding and my curtains, I picked Holly Hobby, which is blue. Whatever.
Yep. Gotta love trauma from parents. Great. And siblings. Siblings is awesome trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I mean, every once in a while, like I'll see something maybe in pink that okay, yeah, yeah. But the majority of the shirts in my closet are like gray, black, red, some blue, some neon. But yeah, I want to say one of the only pink shirts I have is right down there, and I bought it because it said "Blessed Nana."
Okay, that's cute. There is no pink in my closet
Yeah, just
or
not a
near it.
yeah, not a fan of pink. Um,
I think my
yeah,
mom will probably chime in the comments and say I have never liked pink.
yeah, no, I haven't either. Um, any shade of purple, fine. I'm good with that. Um, but pink, no. Mm, mm,
Yeah. In fact, as a kid, I didn't like red. I didn't like purple. None of those because you know what? They're just darker shades of pink.
mm.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that
So,
was my reasoning.
I mean, fair,
Yeah.
fair. And I did want to ask, like,
Mhm.
what did everyone think about the post with the crystal?
I loved it.
I, I, I love that deck, and like I said, I know me. I would say, oh, I'll post one a day. I won't. I'm not gonna lie to myself. So I figured that would be the best way to get them out, and I actually have the one I pulled sitting right here, and it was just a random pull.
Hey, how about when we do the recordings, you pull the card that you're going to use to post with the episode?
Do that.
That would be
But
cool.
I'm gonna tell you, okay, so it's not very bright in here. I have three fucking lights on. I've got the one on the wall, which is not
Mm.
very bright. I've got the lamp, and then I got it's like a desk light. It to me it maybe like a ring light, but it's not. I don't even know where the fuck I got it, to be honest.
I could plug in my ring light, but then I wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah, I mean it's super bright. If I look at it, it's like a fucking idiot looking at the sun. It's, but I mean, you probably see the reflection in my glasses, which is one reason I hate wearing glasses.
Hmm.
But I can't see without them. So,
Yep. My husband got some cheaters
hmm
recently. He's rather mad about it because they work. Prior to this year, he has not needed glasses or assistance in reading ever. Near, far, nothing. Perfect. And I kind of laughed at him, and he's like, I don't understand. Why is this happening to me? And I'm like, because you're getting old. He's like, I'm not old.
I
He's
know.
like, he's like, I look the same. I was like, I know, but your eye muscles are tired. So
Yeah.
it's harder for them to see. And he's like, no, he's like, I work out every day. I was like, yeah, but your eyes don't get that workout.
Yeah, Roy pulls the same thing. Like, I work out every day. I don't know why I can't. Bitch, you're old.
Yeah. And I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I'll trade you. I was like, you can have my glasses and I'll take yours.
Yeah. So both my parents had bad eyes. Um, so I think this is my third or fourth pair. I have bifocals.
I probably should. Um, yeah, I've had glasses since I was 16. Needed them prior to 16. Um, yeah, I'm screwed. At some point, I'll have surgery.
Yeah, I got my first pair in third grade. Have I always worn them when I was supposed to? Mm-mm. Nope.
See, and sadly enough, for me, I probably actually would have because it was that hard. And even still, it's hard. And like I was noticing tonight on the drive home, my night vision is worse than it used to be.
Okay, so here's what you do. Um, I had a pair of these before and they broke, and I have not been able to find. I found them, but they're clip-ons, but I haven't been able to find them for this frame. They're yellow,
Okay.
like straight up yellow, and they're specifically for night driving.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
like I've got, because of the bad astigmatisms, I get the,
Mhm.
the
The
light.
halo.
Yeah. Um, those helped dramatically,
Okay.
and it helped like with the oncoming traffic, and
Yeah, I
you
love
know
having a wall of light coming at me. It's
oh yeah,
great.
that's beautiful. But those helped me with the night driving, and I was so pissed when they broke because it was a very stupid move on my part. I broke them, and it was a stupid move on my part.
Don't you hate it when that happens when you do something and like as soon as you do it, you're like, fuck, why did I do that?
Yep. First time I got them, I found them at Walmart. Um, the Walmart closest to me does not have them. I need to go to the other one and see if they have them, or fucking order them. I don't even care, but I've been looking for them like the last several times I've been to Walmart because they're amazing. They're
Okay.
not like the polarized sunglass ones because they have those, but these are like straight up lemon yellow.
Okay. Because
They're
I've got my old glasses that we transitioned into sunglasses with a blue tint for the winter.
hmm
And so that helps dramatically with the glare in the winter off the snow.
hmm
So,
yeah, but these are those yellow ones are amazing. And
okay.
if I have to, I'll just order them bitches from Amazon because they're excellent for night driving. So anyone who has issues with night driving that wears glasses, I mean, I'm sure you can even get like the non-prescription glasses in them. I've never looked, but those are
I'll
awesome.
be looking. And when I do find them, I will let you know because I'll look for a pair that are non-prescription since I
Mhm.
primarily wear my contacts.
Yeah. And I'm sure I could go on Amazon and find them. I actually tried to get some clip-ons, but my dumbass didn't realize, oh, different frames, different shapes, because, why? Um, and I ordered them and they're too small. I don't wear the smaller lenses. Uh, Whatever.
Not the little ones like mine.
Yeah. I did, but yeah, I like the bigger ones now because I'm blinder than I was back then. So I need more surface.
That's funny.
Yeah. So are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so Tammy wanted a haunted story. So Tammy, this is for you. Okay, so originally this story I seen years ago on Dead Files. And I actually had something different planned, and something said, no, do that one. So I'm like, okay. So I looked it up, got some information, and then through the information, seeing that it was on not only Dead Files, but another show. So for research purposes, I watched them. Wasn't really a fan of the first show.
The Dead Files one?
No, because I had already seen that,
Okay.
but I did watch it again, just to refresh some of the stuff. But Ghost Lab. Have you ever watched it?
Don't think so.
I Well, it's like one episode, but they go to two locations. So you're only get like half the shit. And I think they came up with two good like EVPs, and
Hmm.
that was it. Like I wasn't impressed. Maybe other episodes are better, but for this particular one was not great. Um so this is Old Town Tattoo, which we actually have an Old Town Tattoo here in Saginaw. It's over by the stable and the Chic Hotel.
I
Like
think I've
in
seen that episode on Dead Files.
Yeah, and tattoo is spelled Tatu.
Out
Okay,
of a house or like attached to a house or something like that, correctly?
there is an apartment upstairs.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so it's at 3313 West Irving Park in Chicago. And I got my information from obviously the Ghost Lab episode. Um the haunted history of the tri-state.com, and I started looking at the information on Mysterious Chicago, and that was basically kind of debunking some of the shit that was on Ghost Lab. And I'm like,
Mm.
nope, not gonna. So it was a little bit of Ghost Lab, Dead Files, and the info from Dead Files is so fucking interesting. And I don't know. Okay, so anyway, this is Old Town Tattoo. Um, the building that it sat in was originally built. Um, the guy bought the land in 1922. 1923, John Clement opened Clement Funeral Home, and that was in operation. I don't know. It was a high vol. It was in a. Okay.
Pause.
Um, it was Clement Funeral Home, and it was a high volume funeral home that was in operation until 2001. So pretty recent. In 2003, Richie Tapeworm Herrera bought it and turned it into Odin Tattoo, and it was named after his son. Um, and okay, so his name is Richie. Some of my notes refer to him as Tapeworm, some as Richie, same person. Um, so the shop had a lot of ghostly activity, like right from the get, because it was a funeral home. They often saw a man in a brown suit in an EVP session by Weird Chicago, which, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that wrote the article that I ended up not using is part of that. Okay. Um, and they caught the name Walter in an EVP. And there's some discrepancy. Well, when I was this stuff, there was some discrepancy on who Walter was. A former parlor owner, Clement relative, um, and we'll get there because I mean, you know how Dead Files, like Steve does his investigation and Amy does hers.
Hmm.
And most of the information I got from that episode comes from Steve's research.
To like the
Um,
history and stuff.
yeah. So a little
Gotcha.
girl has been seen there. Um, there was like a mask that hung on the wall that multiple times flew off the wall. In the one episode, the current owner says that it fell off and hit him in the head several times. Um, keys being flung off countertops. Um, so Tapeworm and Nick, which was one of the artists that were staying in the upstairs apartment, uh, Nick was sleeping but awakened by the door, like, and they show him in the one episode. They're very heavy wooden doors because it's an old place, so of course the doors are heavier.
What are they?
Um,
Pocket doors?
no, they weren't pocket doors. They were, I know, I love pocket doors. That's the whole thing. Um,
If you know, you know.
yeah. So the doors were opening and closing, and then they stopped. And then they started again. Well, he thought it was Richie and the dog returning to the apartment. And when it started back up again, Nick got up to investigate what the hell was going on. And Richie wasn't there, and the dog was on the porch, kind of tied up. So that was a very common occurrence to have doors in the apartment and even downstairs in the tattoo area open and closing. In 2006, during an interview with a paranormal investigator, which I'm assuming is the guy from Weird Chicago, because he does talk about how he went there and and things like that. Pointed out the apartment stairs and basically told him like to stay away from those. Because there was several times he had been almost pushed down the stairs. And then in an interview, the one guy says like he got into a verbal altercation with an apparition and then was pushed down these metal stairs, fell all the way
Damn.
to the bottom. And he basically said, like, if I die in this building, it's on because I'm coming back to kick his ass. Well, 2 weeks later, he was in the apartment upstairs and had a heart attack and passed away.
You're kidding.
No.
This isn't the episode I saw, by the way.
Um, so that was in 2006. He actually passed away on my mom's birthday. So July 6th, 2006. Um, so in 2007, the other artist reopened the shop and made a promise to Richie's wife and son, like, we are going to run this for you. And when the son becomes of age, they want to hand it over to him for his
Sweet.
dad. Um, I just got chill like you wouldn't believe.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was their plan. And when they reopened it, they named it Old Town Tattoo. So it was renamed. Um, so of course it's reopened. They're bringing a new artist. Anytime a new artist would be in Tapeworm's
Spot.
spot, his chair, his station.
Hmm.
Their equipment wouldn't work. And so, but when like one of his friends would take over the station, things worked fine. And this was like a very common occurrence where it would work and then immediately someone else would go there and their shit wouldn't work. So they think that was like him going, yeah, I don't like that person kind of thing.
Right.
Um,
Or the initiation, you
could
know.
be. Um, because in both episodes they talk to because Nick, the guy from the apartment, is well at the time of the art writing. I don't know who is now because if you go on their website, it only shows two artists and none of them are any of them.
Okay.
So um so it was at this point I took a break to watch Ghost Lab because like I said, it had been brought up in several of the things because I did look at their website, but the information from that was the same as some of the others. So if you're interested, that is season 1, episode 4, titled Under the Skin. In that episode, two of the sons of the last owner of the funeral home, and I forgot, I know one of them was Michael. I forgot to write down their names, but it was the Clemold son, Clem, whatever, them people. So according to them, Walter was the uncle of the wife of the last owner. So that was basically the information, newest information I got from Ghost Lab. I didn't see anything else on there that was of interest. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna rewatch the episode of the Dead Files because I know there was a lot of stuff in there. And there is in one of the articles, there was a relative that had posted a comment on the article. I do have to find it. So that might take me a minute because, my dumb ass and you know,
Forgot to
prepare.
bookmark it.
Yeah. Well, usually what I do is I'll text it to myself, and I didn't do that this time. Okay, so again, I watched the episode of the Dead Files. I watched it before. So Richie had passed away of a heart attack. He was 37. After Richie passed away, Nick, the one that had stayed in the apartment with him, he lived in the apartment. He had a heart attack. He survived. Actually, he didn't know until he went to a cardiologist for other issues that he did, in fact, have a heart attack. He was 49. So then they interview one of the sons that was in the episode of Ghost Lab. His mother, at the age of 45, passed away in the apartment of a heart attack. And not his mother, I'm sorry, his grandmother. So that was the wife of John, the one that originally built the building. She was 45. Like I said, I believe his name is Michael. He said then the next death in the apartment was his father at the age of 41, had 3 heart attacks.
Mhm.
The third one was fatal. Then we have the guy that was interviewed, his brother passed away at the age of 28 of
You're
a heart
kidding.
attack. So then Steve, well, during his interview, while he's talking about the family history and okay, so at this point we now have 5 people who have had heart attacks. He tells them now, because again, at this time it was a funeral home. He told Steve, there's one that you have to look into. So he finds the widow. The widow actually and her husband actually lived in the house next door to the funeral home. Next door to the funeral home. Her husband, Edwin, had a heart attack at the age of 54, the day before Mother's Day, and passed away. Okay, he was 54. At his wake, his brother, who was 63, had a heart attack at his brother's funeral and died. So there's at least 3 confirmed deaths in the apartment. Richie, the grandmother, and the father of the guy interviewed. And I'm not sure about his brother. If his brother passed in the house, they weren't clear on that. The one that was only 28. So, but tell me that's not crazy and coincidental that all those people.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
Okay, 3 were related. So, okay, you could say there's some heart issues in the family. But Richie was 37, not related. Nick was 49, not related. His wasn't fatal.
And it's not just people who own the property either.
Well, the family, yes.
But Nick,
And
he wasn't family. He lived there. He didn't own it.
he was a co-owner.
Oh, he was a car owner. Okay.
Yeah. When they reopened it, it was him and a guy named Chris. Chris is nice. He's very attractive.
Is that the guy? The one that does your tattoos?
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't live in Chicago, sweetie.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of the guy who does your tattoos.
No, but he's very pretty too.
Yes.
So, and then at the end of the dead files, they always, like, when Amy gives her recommendations, like, it's not safe, get out, here's what you do. She tells them to get a priest to do an exorcism, and she talks about, like, there's a lot of dead people in the basement, but of course that was the funeral home where they did the embalming. And she claims like they're trapped there, so anybody else that passes there is also trapped. So you need to get a priest to do an exorcism, but nobody who was friends or family with Richie could be in the building for 72 hours because he will be set free from their trapping. But then you got to let it be up to him if he wants to stay or move on.
Gotcha.
And the little thing at the end was at this time, like, he was still searching for a priest and the activity continues. So let me find that real quick. I don't remember which article that was.
Yeah, and it's not as easy to get a priest to come bless a place as it used to be.
Right. Okay, so I found it. I was quicker than I thought
That was
there was
quick.
only a couple different things that I looked at the comment section for. And this was the one I'm sorry, I forgot. It's Teresa's Haunted History of the shit. Of the Tri-State blogspot.com. Sorry. So, and I'm going to read this word for word. I don't necessarily like doing that, but for this case I will. This was a comment left by Frank Sconey on April 2nd, 2019. And it says, I'm not going to read the whole article on here because I did notes. Just a few corrections from a Clement family member. The Old Town Tattoo Building, which we called Old Chapel, was built in 1923 by my great grandfather John, and was used until the new chapels were built next door in 1955. Prior to this, in the teens, the Clement family was located at the corner of Byron and Spalding, across from Immaculate Heart of Mary Church. I don't really know if this is okay. He said his great uncle sold the buildings in 2004 to a real estate investor, and the shop didn't open that year until that year or later, as Richie did a lot of work getting the old chapel fixed up. I met Richie about 2 weeks before his death. By luck, what had been an old family apartment next door was for rent, and I got to move back into the apartment next door at the end of June 2006. I had lived there previously for 3 years before the building sold and moved out in 2004. I met Richie as I was moving in, and he showed me around the place and all the improvements he had made. Took me upstairs to what had been my uncle's apartment, told me of the ghost experiences. He was such a great guy and loved that a family member was back living on the premises. We were planning on hanging out as soon as I got settled after the move. Sadly, just over a week later, he passed away. The shop was closed for months after, and I was just glad it reopened and is still there and thriving. Do I believe the ghost stories? Kinda. I do believe in spirits and ghosts, but have my own ideas of who might be haunting the place and why. I think it's important, though, the facts about the family and business don't get skewed to fit a ghost story, as family history is an important thing to me. Besides, sometimes the truth is much more interesting than fables created. Now, one thing I did forget to mention during the funeral where the brother had the heart attack, the brother that had the heart attack and died at his brother's funeral was named Walter.
Wow.
And that had been a name that came up in like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And the episode of Dead Files, I believe that is season 8, episode. Yep, season 8, episode 3, and it's called Deadly Promise.
Okay.
If you're into watching that. So that's it was a short one this time, but I just thought it was so interesting. And I want to say there was another article.
Definitely had the interesting twist with so many people dying of heart attacks.
Right. That to me was, and I remember like when Roy and I watched it originally, I'm like, ooh, that's something. Because
Right.
to have that many people in one place. Oh, okay, I get family. Like I said, that could be a family heart issue, defect, whatever. But the other people and everyone that describes Richie before he passed, healthy, didn't do drugs, um, happy, charismatic, fun loving.
Interesting thing to note. I don't remember what episode it is or anything like that, but Amy talks about how um people who work with the deceased in basically any capacity, who are like in regular contact and things like that, people who do mediumship and clairvoyance and all of that, it takes a physical toll on the body.
Mhm.
And in most cases, it develops as heart, lung cancer issues.
Mhm.
If they have this giant cornucopia, basically, of spirits in their basement,
Right.
It would make sense that they would also be having experiences, you know, throughout the house and continuously, you know,
Hmm.
being in contact. It would make sense then that even though they weren't actually doing mediumship and clairvoyance, but still having the contact, that it would take a similar toll on their body.
Right. And I believe it was the ghost lab, and I didn't write the notes because me and science, but they did like do like a Zoom call with an anthropologist that had brought up how um obviously it's already highly energetic and emotional from being a funeral home, but then you bring in your tattooing that brings pain and releases endorphins, and endorphins is energy, and that's where
Key thing.
like
What happens when you get a tattoo?
me,
You
I just get fucking happy. Like,
one thing every person does. I don't care who you are. Everyone who has had a tattoo has done it. You bleed.
yeah,
Think about it.
I don't see where that would really have anything to do with it. It's more of like the
But it
emotional
can
energy.
amplify. But it can amplify it.
Maybe.
And
I don't
that
know.
could be why with the new people who came in, that's why it acted quicker than with the people who had, you know, just dealt with the funeral aspect, you know,
What do you mean? What do you mean the
as
new people?
the tattoo parlor and stuff, they died quicker than the previous people.
I mean, there was only the one from the tattoo parlor that died. Everybody else was prior.
But you said Nick was living in the apartment with him and he had also had a heart attack.
But he didn't die.
Right. But still, he's having the physical symptoms of, you know,
Yeah. And I do remember he said like he moved out and he's perfectly fine now.
hmm,
So, I mean, it's, but the anthropologist was basically saying like the pain, like, I don't, I'm not going to explain it right probably, but it like releases endorphins, and that's going to give off the energy, and that's the energy they need to like manifest or move shit or whatever.
okay. So almost like increasing their ectoplasm in a sense, like feeding them.
I don't know. He didn't get that sciency. Like, but it's more or less like that. Okay. Like me personally, can a tattoo be painful? Oh, yes. I've got a couple on my back. Because, for me, if I can watch them do it, it doesn't bother me as much. But if I can't
Same.
see it, then yeah, I'm going to like scoot around a little bit more.
Yep, same.
Um, but either way, I like when I get a tattoo, I'm happy. In fact, I'm already planning another one. Even though,
Um, each one that I've gotten giddy and I get talkative as hell.
see, I don't get talkative because my thing is I don't want to talk their ear off and make them fuck up because this is on my body for the rest of my life. So, uh, yeah, no, I watch, but yeah, I do have another one planned. Ex- I keep telling Roy, this is it. I promise, baby, this is my last one. And then I find something, and I'm like, I gotta get it. I gotta get it.
Yeah. It's been about 20 years since I got my last one.
See, I got two last year.
Yeah,
See,
it's been a while.
it's weird. I'll go through phases where I'll get a couple, and then I'll go a couple years without getting any. Um, because okay, because these are the two I got last year, like the that one and this one. Before that, it was, oh, I had the other two I had the cover up and a re-ink. And then before that, it was this one, and then this one, and yeah. But I want to say between, like, I got this one and this one the same year.
Hmm.
And then it was several years. And then I got those done. And then I got the two last year. But, yeah. But like with contract comes a signing bonus, and I do plan on taking that signing bonus and getting me a tattoo.
Well, when that time comes, you'll have to let us know what you plan on getting.
I it's one of two. I really, really, really want something that my grandkids have designed. Look, I know that's a brave statement to make, but Jackson is an amazing artist, and
Yeah.
Bentley is a good artist. Aubrey, I mean, I could have Jackson draw something up and just have her color it and call
Yeah.
it a day. Or I could like do a cutout of a ghost, a skull, and something else creepy and have them color it. Yeah. I don't know. I want that, or I don't know. I really wanted that the Lover's Tarot card. But look, I've got the hoodie. I've got that. And now I have this.
Hmm.
I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you could get a tattoo right now, what would it be?
Mhm. I don't know, honestly. There've been so many that I've thought of getting. I've thought of getting something on my other forearm, my other wrist, my calves, um, changing what's on my back. Yeah.
See, and that's a thought because I do have two smaller wings on my back. And originally that was like for my mom and dad. But then I got the thigh piece,
Hmm.
and the wings are small and they look really kind of wimpy. So I think I would kind of like those made bigger, but then we get back into the back tattoos, and I'm not, I don't like them.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to have one that goes from the nape of my neck to my waist, shoulder to shoulder.
Now, okay, for me, the most painful tattoo that I have gotten is I had back surgery, and yes, it's a tramp stamp, but I got it to cover up the incision. Like, look, I don't have to look at it on a regular basis, but my husband does. So I wanted something pretty. So I do have an Amy Brown fairy on my back. Um, but that hurt. But I think it also hurt because it was scar tissue. And I probably should have let it heal a little more. But I
Hmm.
really, 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 really wanted this tattoo. Um, it's actually not the original design I had in mind, but the other one wouldn't did not have enough detail, so it wouldn't have covered up the incision, which was my whole
Gotcha.
goal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So the artist tweaked it to be able to do what you had intended it to do.
No, because
Hmm.
originally I wanted like a gothic Tinkerbell,
Oh, okay.
um, wearing this could sound so stupid, wearing just a thong,
Okay.
kind of looking over her shoulder. But there was not enough detail in that to cover up the incision. So I went with an Amy Brown fairy.
Those do have a tendency to have a lot more lines.
So I have that.
Okay.
And that
Yeah,
was the most painful one that I have gotten.
I have the tribal that goes shoulder to shoulder. And it's what about that big? I would say about that. Because it comes down in a V,
Mhm.
and then it's actually got like little points that come down, and there's 5 roses, and like there's the 2 here and then here. So
Yeah,
I
I
would
either
like
want.
to get that covered. It's just the outline. It's not actually colored in or anything. Um, the artist that did it started with a single needle, went to a 3 needle, went to a 5, and then went to a 10. And at that point, considering he had gone over it the 4th time, I couldn't take anymore.
Yeah, yeah. So I think my next one would be either something the grandkids designed or like something for protection.
Yeah, I would love to have something for protection on myself, but more, if that makes sense.
Hmm. I think like extra protection.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have an idea of what I mean by that.
Hmm.
So yeah, something along that lines.
Yeah, I would. You know, for a long time I was like, I would never get one because I hate needles. Look, I hear that little gun start up. Oh, it's such a rush. Even though I know there might be pain involved. Like I will say, my the one on the back of my calf hurt originally when I had it done. Um, and then because I mean, it's an older one, it got kind of faded, so I had it recolored.
Hmm.
And that, oh, so the story with that one was I got 2 tattoos done that day, which I've never done that in my life. I've never gotten 2 in the same day. One was a cover up. Um, and that one wasn't bad. Like I was reading a book on my phone. I had Kindle open and I was reading. Well, then when he had me switch to do the other one, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just scrolling and I didn't catch anything. Like I wasn't reading a word. It was just something to do. It was
Just
just,
doom scrolling.
oh my God, that hurt. I would have to say that and the back one were right neck and neck because
Yeah, for the most part, the back wasn't too bad until he hit the lower points of my shoulder blade. And then like the couple of times he hit exactly on my spine.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think at this point, if I got anything done, it would either be something the Littles designed or fixing the wings. Like honestly, I would like to do like one angel wing and like a devil wing. Do I need another tattoo? No.
I schmoozed my husband before I'm allowed to get another one.
Yeah, I just usually like out of respect, I'll ask Roy like, "Hey, I found this tattoo. Do you mind?" And they'll be like, "Sure, body." I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I
he's
was
not
gonna get it
listening.
anyway. It was just a yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah,
yeah, I got nothing going on. I'm not getting a tattoo. I'm not gonna go on a fun vacation for Halloween, but I am gonna try to find something fun to do.
I
So
hope you do.
if anyone else in my area, I don't know how many listeners I got my area. If you're in my area, you know something fun to do for Halloween and you want someone to come and do it with you, hit me up.
right? See, yeah, that's where it sucks that you live in another state.
Mhm, mhm. We need a rich benefactor to fly us back and forth so
Yeah,
that we can all hang out and play together.
hmm for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. Yeah, yeah, because I know of a couple places like we could go and investigate fun shit, but
There's some fun places around here. Well, not right here, but within 3 hours of here.
yeah, that you know what? When I go do that one on the second, that's gonna be the tricky part for me. Is it is a 96-mile drive.
That's not too bad.
I mean, it's not bad, but that's a lot of driving in one day because I'm not staying there. I'm
Yeah.
coming home. Um, I'm probably not gonna want to. Like when I listened to the episode of the podcast So Dead where they did it, um, the one host, I think I talked about this before, she does like haunted tours. In fact, just before everything shut down for COVID, Rachel and I had tickets to go on her tacos and true crime tour.
I would
Um,
be down for that.
we were so down. And then I was like, I had the tickets bought and everything. And then I get an email saying your refund is on its way because they've been canceled because of COVID.
Bastards.
Yeah. So, um, that sucked. But they had went there to the Stimson, and she said like that night she had like horrible dreams, and two or three people that were on the tour also got a hold of her and said that they had some horrible dreams. And I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that.
She would be the one because she's the one who gets the dreams.
Yeah. See, I do, but not very often.
No, but she gets them a lot.
And when I do, usually when I do get them, it's a fucking doozy. Um, but the majority of the time, I don't remember my dreams. Thank God.
I couldn't even tell you my last dream that I had.
Some of my now, usually when I want to listen to a wild, crazy one, I just talk to Roy. He has them like almost constantly.
Same with my husband. Like, wow, you have like whole wild, fabulous adventures in your dreams. I
Right.
want that.
Roy'll have like scary ones, like he's up way up high on like a fucking cylinder half the size of his foot. And I'm like, yeah. No.
My husband once had one where he was jumping from skyscraper to skyscraper, and one time he missed. Yeah, he saw himself die.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
I yeah, if it's the dream I remember, it's a doozy. So thankfully I don't remember them very often. But
Mine are usually emotionally traumatic, if I remember them.
mhm.
That's about the only time I do. And thankfully, that's not often. Although happening when I'm awake, I can deal without those ones.
Yeah,
So
all right.
anyway, I see you got your nerds, and now I'm wanting my grapes.
I thought, honestly, I'm down to only eating these when we record because I've been dieting
Hmm.
and I've cut out pop, which has been horrible for me. But I do crave it occasionally. So when I went to the store, I did buy like the small bottles.
The minis, cute.
So when I do have a craving, instead of denying myself, because if I deny myself too much, then I fail.
Hmm.
So I thought I'll do that, and if I do like one a week, like on a Sunday, that's fine.
Hmm. Yeah. We had our long car ride today because we went and saw my husband, which is 2 hours there, 2 hours back. So I packed some snacks in my bags. I packed a bowl of grapes. This is my remaining grapes and rice cakes.
See, that's
To
what's
be
hard for me.
to be fair, they're chocolate with the chocolate chips in them, so they're not the best. But at the same time, it's not entirely terrible either. But it gives me that sweet craving that I like.
Mhm.
And then for little man, he got Cheeto Puffs and granola bars.
My son turned me on to these things. I don't know the brand. They're like a fig thing, but they. I don't like nothing raspberry at all. Um, but he forced me to try this raspberry fig bar. I don't like fig Newtons. I think they're gross. I can't stand them. But these are like fig Newtons on steroids. And I didn't care for the raspberry. I did like the cookie part of it. So then he gave me a blueberry one. I like all the blueberry stuff. Like
I
all the
haven't seen
blueberry.
the blueberry ones. I love the raspberry ones, but I haven't seen the blueberry ones.
Um, which it's funny because okay, we've got that market in the shop at work. And so I've been trying to find like healthier options because they do have some in there, which is very surprising. Um, they're called pop chips. It's almost like they're an air fried or baked, like it's a potato chip, but I don't know. I love them. To me, it's like a potato chip and popcorn had a baby, a delicious baby. And I'm over
Okay.
there looking at those, and I look down, and I'm like, those are the bars or the fig cookies that Buddy gave me. So I'll buy the blueberry ones from there, and then I feel better about myself because I get my sweet craving cured, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't like shopping enough to find those kinds of options. I go with something that I know I like, and that's it. And I get the hell out of the store.
Buddy found them on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't shop Amazon. Like, I don't scroll Amazon enough
I don't
or
know if
food.
he scrolled or he was specifically looking for something, but that's where he got his was on Amazon. But then, like I said, they sell the individual ones in the market. So, um, but yeah. So tonight I bought like the flavored water packets and um, the cherry slush is delicious. That that's what I've been sipping on. But yeah, it was a short story, but I thought it was interesting, and Tammy requested a haunting, and I had to give it to Tammy. So
It was a fun catch up as well, so it
yeah,
worked out great.
yeah. So I hope everyone has an excellent week.
Can't wait to see you next time.
Bye.